Why, good day, you beautiful souls. I hope that you're having a lovely start. If it's starting up, and I just hope you're having a great experience thus far. We're diving into devotion today. And just some logistics before we start up. We will be back to our 8 a.m. scheduled programming for future satsangs and next month and beyond. So I look forward to seeing you bright and early in the morning. But when it comes down to it, we have to understand that this aspect of devotion is key for next year because it's directly going to be related with your abundance. It's a twofold path, though. You can have devotion to the self, or you can have devotion to source. And that aspect of devotion to source is going to be the fullest expression of what you can be and tap into in your experience and your beingness. Because ultimately, it's the one cup that allows everything to just overflow and ripple and fill up literally every aspect of your life, to be nourished on all levels of your experience. So we're going to be diving into this important component today. So before we get started, don't forget to smash that like. Oh, get your few wiggles out, get a good stretch in. And we're going to get started here. And for those that are new to the channel, we like to start our meditations off with 3 alms. So every time you hear a tap of the singing bowl, you're going to take a nice deep breath in. And with your exhale, we're going to transmute that into a mighty and powerful Om. Just ensure that you open the jaw and relax the mouth so that A note can resonate from your chest. And as you close the mouth, the U and the M will form naturally. We'll take a nice breath together just to regulate in through the nose and out through the nose. One more breath with a big sigh of relief or whatever sound you need to express in your exhale. And we'll begin. Ensure you have a gentle smile on your face, with the tip of the tongue resting gently on the roof of the mouth. Sitting comfortably and paying attention to nothing else that will arise within your day or evening. Simply resting here and enjoying this moment we call the now. Tell the body to focus on posture and breathing. And outside of that, pay no attention to what arises to the internal phenomena, the sensations, the emotions, or the thoughts. See them as distractions in this moment, trying to take you away from this presence, this stillness, this devotion in which you're here to cultivate. And when you hear this final tap of the singing bowl, shift your attention to that ringing. And as it fades into silence, so too, allow your beingness to rest in that quiet, that calm, distancing yourself from that which is being experienced and heard to your true beingness, the witness and observer of it all. That aspect of devotion can be seen as a want. Yet there are two pathways, two unfoldments into how these basic instincts arise. One can be done through a desire, a yearning, a seeking fervently, which will lead to pain, tension, a loss because it comes from scarcity. We know this in the waking state through aspects of addiction, through suffering. Yet there is another pathway, one of aspiration, of hope. Truly wanting, but not identifying with it. Being okay if it happens or not. That willingness to accept, to surrender to the reality that plays out is that greatest path to us as beings. For we will not always get what we seek. It is like a fire. The pathway of desire can smother the flame, but aspiration allows it to breathe. And so too, our own wants can be transformed into this highest pathway of our expression because ultimately, Creator wanted us. The Creator wanted to experience that in which it didn't know. Therefore, everything came into existence. It is false and wrong to have wants and identify them with as something is wrong. Again, that twofold path, one of desperation and desire, and one of aspiration and upliftment. For it's this pathway of lightness, of levity, that devotion resides and dwells from. We can understand this as that pierced form of love. And it has many faces to it. We can want to be more devotional. We can radiate devotion. The prior is the want, the second is the love. Both are required, for they are two sides of the same coin when it comes to our seeking out source. But it comes down to that basic knowing that you have to entertain it in order to experience it. And in this sense, that entertainment is your want. It is that aspiration to be more intimate with our Creator that opens up this pathway to devotion. And why it's spoken as a devotional love takes that step into intimacy even deeper. Do you not want to fully know this lover? In all texts across the world, God is always talking about building an intimate relationship with us, understanding and knowing every crevice, every groove, every cell, every stitch that we were woven by, of this energy in the ether. So does it not make sense for us to seek out that Creator that loves us so? Allow your hearts to be full, my children. Open them up with a smile, with a loving embrace, for you are all my children. The love I have for each and every one of you, what you experience is but a drop of the love that I have for you, fully for each and every one of you. But it is up to you to receive it. I will never force it upon you. This aspect of devotion that is spoken is something of the highest order of praise, of worship. But it does not require you to hurt yourself, harm yourself, make life uncomfortable and uneasy. For is love like that in your living, waking state experience? Is it not effortless to love? When things are easeful and effortless, that is how you know it's marinated in my presence. It radiates my beingness. But do not dismiss that love can also be challenging, that you have to actually put in work to keep the love growing and thriving. My sweet pal has understood this as loving hands protecting a small ember and allowing that flame to grow. It is my presence, your inner stillness, that allows that flame to shine, to radiate, to grow stronger and stronger until it no longer needs the protection of my loving hands. That is the devotion in which it takes. Conscious cultivation, gentle tenderness and care. When you feel the sun on your skin, does that not bring a smile to your face? The beauty of the nature in which I created, does that not warm your heart? The sand between your toes, the smell of the salt from the sea in the breeze. What does this evoke in you? That is the love. That is the guiding light. You do not force yourself to gaze upon a sunset, you merely relish in its beauty. You have already mastered the techniques to be in devotion. So do not create this as a concept of something lofty or straining or effort. It is simply resting. It's fully receiving. Be weary of those who always tell you that connection and intimacy with me requires work. Because I do not seek it to be another objective or another checkbox off a list. I seek your devotion from love, from true appreciation, from your own want and aspiration. A yearning without the stickiness of desire, but one from true joy, eagerness, excitement, playfulness. Have you not recognized that life plays out like a divine comedy? To think that I do not embody that essence of playfulness itself is one of the biggest sins or missteps that anyone can ever take. For I am here to pour my love unto you, and you are here to radiate it amongst your peoples. All are connected and all are siblings in this sense. You are all my family, even those who turn their back on me. And your devotion is meant to be an inspiration. Your devotion is one of those aspects of love that I need from you. One can call it obedience, but it gets conflated with the many rules and laws and systems in this waking state for you. Devotion encompasses that fullest expression when it's understood through this lens of love. You have a devotion to being alive, do you not? Look at your bodies and how they breathe. Every breath is devotion. Every sip, every bite of liquid, water, food, nourishment is devotion. Devotion is both an action and a way of being, and that is what you are all tasked to master. The different things you can do. It's like chopping wood, so you always have fuel to your fire. But devotion is also resting and feeling the warmth and light of that flame. Do not see devotion as something outside of yourself. You live in devotion. For it is but one of many words we can call love. Do not forget, my children, that everything in which you experience, everything in which you are, is of me. And I am love. Do not be confused or conflated with the woes, the hardships of this physicality. For one aspect of my love is free will, and it has been abused. For the world suffers because you devote yourself to things outside of you. But this call to action is one to look within, to rest within, to enter into my throne room, to marinate in my presence, to sit amongst your fellow siblings, your guardians, all around you, that you may not even see nor feel, and warm yourself by my mighty flame. For I am the eternal fire. I am the divine light. I am the creator, the beginning and the end. So why would you not want to spend time with me? If you could feel my love, you would never turn your back. But when you get a taste, and so many do, why do you seemingly forget? These are not questions of judgment, my children, but simple seeds that you must cultivate and grow. For they hold the truth, your liberation, the keys to unlock your chains. Remember, remember, my children, you do not put in effort or work when you relish and marinate in the beauty of my kingdom. You simply are, and that is enough. Hmm. Hmm. I love you each so dearly, so fully, more than any love you can experience in your waking state or in sleep. The love in which you experience in this world doesn't even constitute a drop or a fraction of a drop of what I have for each and every one of you. Devotion builds a bridge for you to feel that love, to radiate that love. That is this invitation. It is quality time with me, warming yourself by my loving flame. Charging yourself with my Holy Spirit. Protected by my illuminated light. Love, love, love is what I have for you. Love is all that ever awaits you. Mm. Allow yourself to take full deep breaths. Taking a moment to simply rest within what was received. When you hear this final tap of the singing bowl, we'll again turn our breath into a mighty and powerful Om. Take a full breath in through the nose and out through the nose together to regulate in and out. Mm. Namaste. I bow to the divine within. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. I love that one. I've been sitting with that aspect of devotion myself, and as it goes, the work that I provide is also one of those healing tools for myself, as it allows a deeper introspection. And I don't really do channeling audibly or vocally, unless it's in like satsang. Like, you can call like music and performing one aspect of channeling, right? But I receive mine through writing after I drop in with meditation. So it's always beautiful when I'm also learning actively and hearing things for the first time formulated in such a way that it just hits different. that aspect of, you know, when you feel the sun on your skin and that warmth, like, are you fixated upon it? When you're watching a sunset, is it straining you? Just sitting by a fire and feeling the warmth, it's that to me just like hits so hard with some recent experiences I've had to the essence of what devotion is. That it's just a rest. And I find that that's when, the distractions internally come back to being that antagonistic force of like, hey, put your money where your mouth is. Do you really love this? Or are you going to get caught away and distracted by the squirrel, the flashy thing, the loud thing? If there's one thing that I've learned in this lifetime, that truth is always gentle. It can be harsh and humbling in a way, but when you really have like the path laid out before you, it is so subtle that if you're not appreciative of it and you don't understand it fully, you miss it. And that is the key for me that was gained from what came through with that. You know, the work that is required from devotion or living a life in devotion is just that initial intention. It's sitting in the morning, spending some downtime at night, checking in with yourself. That's going out and foraging, finding the wood, breaking the sticks, getting the pile set up and cutting it and chopping it. But when it comes down to the application of devotion, that's warming yourself by the fire. That just hits so much different. And I think that's, I know in my heart now that that is the truest pathway to intimacy with source, is just receiving that love. You don't need to do anything. And I think that's what makes it hard for some people. I know that's definitely what I would say made it hard for myself, is that it just comes from that always having to do things in this world, especially for my own beingness, as being someone who's had to really like nurture and love on myself. Like receiving love is one of the most challenging things because I, lifetime of not really receiving love that I needed and having to work to receive love and perform to receive love. But the truest love that we can get is just by being and resting in that. And that's the beauty of that imagery of, like the loving protective hands of source, keeping the elements at bay so that that ember can grow. That spark can turn into an ember, and that ember can turn into a flame, and that flame can turn into a raging fire. Mm, 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 mm. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Lots to sit with that one. So I hope that you enjoy it. I feel really complete in that. I want to sit with it a little bit more myself, so I don't really feel too compelled to speak. Because I just hit different now. So with that, may the fruit of knowledge offer a seed, and in that seed may your love, will, and intuition give life and nourishment, for a tree shall grow, and in its shade may you find peace, and offer peace to all whom ask. Namaste. I bow to the divine within you. I love you so much. Thanks for tapping in, and I'll catch in with you 8 a.m. next week, getting back on it, bright and early. No better way to start the day than marinating in source. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe if you haven't. And I hope your practice of application in this devotion goes well. So fruitful. I love you. Peace.